Ever noticed something strange? Out of everyone in the room, out of every person they could have chosen, they chose you. Not the loud one, not the careless one, not the one who wouldn't have cared either way. They chose you. And ever since that day, you've been asking yourself one question. One quiet, painful question that sits in your chest like a stone. What's wrong with me? You've replayed every conversation, every argument, every moment you stayed when you should have walked away. And somewhere deep inside, you decided that you were the problem, that something about you was broken, that you were too soft, too emotional, too much. But here's the truth. You were never chosen because you were weak. You were chosen because you were everything they couldn't be. And that terrified them. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to tell you will change the way you see yourself. Permanently. Think about how a thief operates. A thief doesn't break into an empty house. They don't waste their time on a place with nothing inside. They look for the house with the most value, the most worth, the one that has something they desperately want but cannot build on their own. That's what happened to you. You were not the empty house. You were the one full of light, full of warmth, full of something so rare that the moment they saw it, they knew they had to have it. Not because they loved it, but because they didn't have it. And they couldn't stand that. Listen to me carefully. The narcissist didn't choose you randomly. They studied you. They watched how you loved, how you forgave, how you kept showing up even when it hurt. And they made a calculated decision. This is the one I need. Not because you were naive, because you were powerful. And your power lived in 4 traits they secretly feared. The first one is something the world has made you ashamed of. You feel deeply, not just your own pain, everyone's pain. You walk into a room and you can feel the tension before anyone speaks. You can sense when someone is lying before they finish the sentence. You carry emotions that don't even belong to you. And they saw that. They saw that you could feel what others couldn't, that you could read people at a level most humans never reach. And that scared them. Because a person who feels everything is a person who will eventually feel the lie, eventually see through the mask, eventually figure out the game. So what did they do? They made you believe your sensitivity was a flaw. They called you dramatic, emotional, too much. They made you apologize for the very thing that made you dangerous to them. Read that again. Your depth of feeling was never your weakness. It was the one thing they couldn't control, and they knew it from the beginning. The second trait is quieter, almost invisible, but it might be the most powerful one you carry. You are loyal beyond logic. When you love someone, you don't leave at the first sign of trouble. You stay. You fight. You give second chances and third chances and chances that ran out long ago. Not because you're stupid, because you believe in people at a level most humans have forgotten. And the narcissist? They had never experienced that before. They had never met someone who stayed. Not because they had to, but because they chose to. Every single day. And that loyalty became the chain they used against you. They took the most beautiful thing about you and turned it into a prison. They knew you wouldn't leave. Not because you couldn't, but because your heart doesn't work that way. Here is the truth. Your loyalty was never the problem. It was placed in the wrong hands. And that is not a flaw in you. That is a crime committed against you. Now the third trait. This one is the one most people will never tell you about. You are honest. Almost painfully honest. You don't play games. You don't manipulate. You don't say one thing and mean another. When you love, you say it. When you're hurt, you show it. You live with your chest wide open in a world full of people wearing armor. And to a narcissist, that honesty was the most dangerous weapon you carried. Because they survive on deception. Their entire existence depends on masks, on performances, on making people believe a version of them that doesn't exist. And then there you were. Raw, real, transparent. A living mirror that reflected everything they were trying to hide. You didn't even have to say anything. Your honesty exposed them just by existing. So they attacked it. They called you naive, gullible, too trusting. They made you feel like your openness was stupidity. But it was never stupidity. It was courage. And they didn't have a single drop of it. And the fourth trait, the final one, the one that sealed their decision the moment they met you. You have the ability to heal. Not just yourself, others. People come to you when they're broken. Friends call you at midnight. Strangers trust you within minutes. You carry a warmth that makes people feel safe just by being near you. And the narcissist felt that warmth too. For one moment, maybe the only honest moment they ever had, they believed you could fix them. That your light was strong enough to reach whatever darkness lives inside them. That if anyone in this world could save them, it was you. But here's what they didn't tell you. They didn't want to be saved. They wanted to consume. They wanted to take your healing energy and use it to feed a void that has no bottom. Not to grow, not to change, just to take. Listen to me carefully. You were never meant to heal someone who didn't want to be healed. Your gift was never meant to be drained. It was meant to be protected, guarded, given only to those who deserve the privilege of receiving it. So let me ask you something now. After everything you just heard, after understanding these 4 traits, do you still believe you were chosen because you were weak? You were chosen because you were a threat. Your empathy, your loyalty, your honesty, your healing. These 4 traits are not flaws. They are weapons. Weapons so powerful that a narcissist had to spend months, sometimes years, trying to convince you they didn't exist. But they failed. Because you're sitting here right now, listening to this, searching for answers. And that means something inside you survived everything they tried to destroy. That part of you, that's the real you. That's the version of you they feared from day one. And now you know. So the next time that voice in your head whispers, "What's wrong with me?" I want you to answer it. Calmly, quietly, with the kind of power that doesn't need to shout. Nothing was ever wrong with me. I was just in the wrong room, with the wrong person, playing a game I didn't know existed. But now you know the game. Now you see the board. Now you understand the pieces. And the person staring back at you in the mirror tonight, that person is not a victim. That person is the reason the narcissist couldn't sleep. Remember that. If this video shifted something inside you, leave one word in the comments. Just one word. Unshakable. So I know you heard this. So I know you felt it. And so the next person scrolling through these comments sees it and knows they're not alone. I'll see you in the next one.